Mr. Tanous. So the Trump administration has argued that USAID was inefficient and required reform. What do you make of that?
But the fact is that there is some truth to that. And frankly, the Trump administration has gleefully posted some pretty outrageous things that have been the USAID spent money on. But the other side of that coin is they're going at reform with a sledgehammer and basically destroying the entire organization because of no doubt some missteps that they pointed their finger at.
It does seem that there's usually a kernel of truth in a lot of these stories somewhere in there. The appointment of Elon Musk has sparked significant debate. What's your view on that? And how does his involvement fit into the administration's broader efforts to overhaul the federal government?
Well, let's talk about Elon Musk for a second. No matter what you think of him, he did not become the richest man in the world by being stupid. He is an extraordinary visionary, an extraordinary entrepreneur. The problem here is that subtlety is not his long suit. And he, as I mentioned earlier, he is going at the issue bombastically. The right way to solve the USAID problem is to go in and look at where they're spending money and cut the waste where it needs to be cut. But to eliminate the entire program, which provides aid in what is known as soft power for the United States by helping people in need in other countries, has been a very, very effective diplomatic maneuver for the United States and has created strong attraction for the United States over the years. You don't just destroy the entire thing because there are a few areas where it really made some questionable decisions.
So how will that impact America's global influence? And do you think that Donald Trump doesn't really see any benefit in soft power?
Well, no, yeah, that's really the question to ask, isn't it? And we don't really know the answer to that yet. Clearly, the way he's going about things doesn't suggest that he does. He would rather win. He would rather win friends and influence people by bludgeoning them, as opposed to showing them the good side of what America can do. So the jury's still out on that one.
And with USAID's funding frozen and aid programs in critical regions now at risk, where do we go from here? Do you think this is going to be a short-term thing?
I hope so. There are a number of legal issues involved here that are already being addressed. Many judges, including judges that Trump has supported, have halted some of these massive cuts that he is starting to implement, including firing, thousands of people in agencies en masse. So there are going to be some legal issues involved here that could slow this down. But the immediate effect is one of massive disruption and discord, and that clearly is not in the United States' best interests.
And let's talk about some of those employees there, in the USAID employees who have been fired and many restricted from offices and being monitored. Is that even legal? Does Elon Musk or Donald Trump have the ability to do that legally?
Well, that's precisely the legal issue that is at stake. Many will say that he does not. Trump is doing a lot of these measures by so-called executive orders, which have some basis in legality, but probably not as much as the power that he is exercising and using them. So many of these measures are going to be challenged in court, and it's going to take a while for all this to unravel. but it is really not the best use of our court system or of our judicial system, or not the best use of executive power either.